light, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night. Step into the sun, step into the light. Keep straight ahead for the most glorious place on the face of the earth or the sky. Hold on to your breath, hold on to your heart, hold on to your home. March up to that gate and bid it open.
Hi, and welcome to the second episode of Darkgirl Gets Married. I said I was going to finally get the fiance on camera, and here he is. Hello.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
Yes, this is the fiance that I talk so much about. You know, the person who was responsible for sending me to this bridal show last year in July. In the heat of July in Columbia.
What?
Yeah. It's your fault. Because...
Really?
We got engaged.
Oh, okay. I take responsibility for that.
We got engaged, and it was time to go. It was time for me to go to one, so...
Sometimes I try to avoid being the actual cause of things. Try to.
Right.
I try, seriously.
So, anyway, we went to the bridal show, and that was our first episode. I went to that bridal show July 16th, 2017, I think it was. And at that point, we had 33 months to go. So here we are. We are at the 2-year mark, which means, because it'll be 2 years to the wedding next month on the 10th. So we are at officially 25 months left, 24 months. So, quite a bit of time has passed since that bridal show, and there's also another bridal show coming up, next month. No, this month. It's this month. It's like next week. Actually, it's March 16th, I think I said that was.
Probably so.
Yeah, it's March 16th. So, we're going, by we, I mean I am going to that, and we're going to talk about, stuff there. I might do a video from the floor. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because it's just at the 2-year mark and it's probably going to be the same stuff over and over again as the first one. So, I'm hoping to get with the people who I'm going to choose for my venue. I'm hoping they're going to be at this bridal show again. So, because they're popular. They're very popular for weddings. And I've already pretty much made up my mind on them. So, I'm hoping they're going to be at this bridal show again. This is the spring bridal show. They have them like every 3 months here. So there's one in January, one in March, one in July, one in October, and then it starts again. So in January. So, this will be my third one overall, but my second one for this wedding.
Now, to be fair, in my defense, I did have to work on those days when she went.
Right. So, but I wasn't expecting him to go anyway, though. I wasn't expecting you to go.
I'm just trying to get my idea of how these things are done. Because
right.
This is my first. In fairness, this is my first marriage, and at the same time, I didn't want to be like, oh, let's leave all the planning to the little lady. But that'll be kind of cheap and petty, and
all the planning is about to be done by the little lady. So, yeah, no, I decided I was going to go to the bridal show because it's a unique experience, and you get to meet with vendors, and it's super exciting, and you're like, yay, I'm getting married, and I need to plan this, and then we go.
Exactly, especially when we're basically both of us are saving up for money for marriage.
Right. So we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
So, let's inform the folks first of all. How long have we been? How long have we known each other?
We've known each other about 23 years. We've known each other since high school.
Right. We met when I was a freshman and he was a junior.
Right.
In high school. We went to the same high school. We had a lot of the same mutual friends. Exactly. And so we got to be friends, and I was like, oh, hey, hello, you kind of cute. But then I found out he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, basically we all know we don't try to date two women at the same time. Common sense for men knows not to do that, but unfortunately there are some that still don't know that idea.
Right.
But
So then we decided we were going to keep in touch because he was getting ready to graduate. So we were friends all the way through his senior year and what would have been my sophomore year. I dated somebody else. Okay, I ain't even gonna lie, I dated somebody else. So who I'm actually still friends with, and who will be at our wedding, with his wife and his children. So then we lost touch, which was terrible. We lost touch, and I was like, really? How did I lose touch with this guy? So you went off to college.
Yep, I went off to college.
And I was still in school. I was still in high school. So then I graduated and I stayed home and went to school here in Columbia. And he was in Spartanburg.
That's right.
Which is where some of his people are from. So for school. So then I moved to Spartanburg after I got out of school. So this would have been 2003.
Probably,
yeah.
Because I graduated in 2003.
Yep. And I graduated from college in 2003, the first time. Then I moved to Spartanburg to start a job there. It was like an internship at the newspaper there. So I was there for 2 years. And in the time that I was there, I met my ex-husband and got married. And by got married, I mean I eloped. There was 11 people at my first wedding, including myself and the groom. And I was like, okay. And my parents. My parents showed up.
No judging here. And
right. I mean, I was ready to get married. I was ready to settle down. I was ready to get started with a family, I guess. I wanted to wait before I had children, but I was ready to get married and start that process. The problem was my husband at the time was, let's put it this way. He shouldn't have been married again. He shouldn't have been married the first time, but he got married. So, I decided, I was like, okay, well, I can make this work. I'm okay with that. So I did. And I was married for 7 years. So in the time that I was married, I finally moved back home and I went to the ex-boyfriend's house, who I'm still friends with, and looked for his number because he had like a station directory. The friend of mine had the station directory where it talked about like people who went to our high school, their numbers, their phone numbers, their last known current address, that sort of thing. So I was looking in the book and I said, well, let me look and see if he's in here. And I had to remember what his last name was. I could not remember what his last name was. I was like, I know his last name. And then I remembered it because it was I had something somewhere where it had his last name. And I was like, oh, wait, that's the guy. That's his last name. So keep in mind that at this point, it was 12 years in between when we last saw each other and when I found his phone number. So I called him and I was like, you might not remember me, but I remember you. I'm tracking you down because I said we were going to keep in touch and I didn't. And there's, I'd like to keep up with my friends who, are probably in town and, talk to them. And so I left him a message and then he called me back.
Actually, I think somehow you got in touch with my mom, and
I did. I left a message for her.
Yeah,
I left a message on her answer machine for her,
and she called you back and basically told you what was going on because I was moving back from Spartanburg to Columbia.
Well, I didn't talk to her. I didn't actually talk to her. You called me back.
Oh, did
you? Called, yeah, he called me back. You called me back, and I was like, "Hey." So.
It took a while for me to remember the whole event.
Right, and I knew it was going to because I was like, wait, I have to remember what his last name is. So, we decided to meet up, and I brought the husband along, and we met up at the Wild Wing in the Vista here in Columbia. Okay, so we met up, and I couldn't find him. I recognized his voice over the phone. but I couldn't find him. And so I was like, okay, I don't know what he looks like now. I haven't seen this man in 12 years. Like, I have no idea what he looks like. And then I saw you in the crowd, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
He turned out to be gorgeous.
Somewhat.
He was gorgeous.
And blessed with the gift.
I was just like, are we, what? But I couldn't very well be like, okay, my husband's standing here with me, and this man is gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh. So I had to kind of play it off and be like, I'm not thinking about that right now. But I mean, I really wasn't. I wasn't, but I was. Like, I thought he was cute. And I was like, oh, he turned out to be handsome. Look at him. Because when I had last seen him, he was a little short, scrawny dude who was a bit high strung. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, we talked. We sat down and we talked and we had dinner while we were sitting there, I guess.
Exactly.
I think we had something to eat.
Yeah, we had basically.
Did we have wings?
We had probably wings and different, then a little appetizer.
Yeah, I think we had a little appetizer. I don't remember.
We had an appetizer. I think each of us had different meals. And Matt, during that time, I tried to get to know the new husband. We had some of the similar interests, and it looked like everything was going well.
Right. So at that point, I need to go ahead and interject here.
Oh boy.
So my marriage was falling apart. Okay. I didn't realize that, but my marriage was already in trouble. Okay. There was a variety of reasons as to why it was in trouble, but it was in trouble. And I felt like I needed friends. I needed to be surrounded by my people, and I needed to be surrounded by friends, because this was not fixing to end well. Okay. It wasn't about to end well. So we were friends. That was 2008. That was like November of 2008. Because I got laid off shortly thereafter.
Same year, about a year after.
Right, it was about a year after.
Yeah, January 9. I think 1st of January. A little bit
the 1st of January.
Got laid off as well.
So, but we started to hang out. We would hang out, right. And he would come over to the house. He met my mom again. Yep. My mom claimed she didn't remember him, but meeting him, when we were in high school. But I was like, Mama, you met him. He came to the house, for crying out loud. He called our house all the time. So, that was 2008. In 2009, I wound up getting a job, and we moved. My husband and I, at the time, we moved to North Carolina, okay, which was the beginning of the end. That would have been in 2009. That was like May of 2009. And you came to visit us.
Basically.
He came to visit us. Actually, he helped us pack our truck.
Yeah.
To move.
But that's what friends do.
Right. And I was just like, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, because, not too many people would be doing that. Also, by that point, you had already started working on Gaming Insurrection with me.
Exactly. So it was like at the same time, it was you, me, husband, and
right.
Who else?
And co-founder, and co-founder. So, then it was just me, you, and the husband.
Right.
So, but we started working on GI together, and so like he would come to visit. He came to visit us while we were at our first stop in North Carolina, and then we moved to our last stop in North Carolina. And this is the point where he came to visit us when we moved again. Actually, he helped us move again. Yeah, well, that would have been in 2010.
Needed help moving, so
I called him and I was like, dude, I need you to come help me move. Come help me move. Yeah, drive 3 hours and help us move.
And then go across to the other spot. How long did it take from
going from Lumberton, because we moved to Lumberton and then we moved to Burlington.
Right.
And that was about a 2-hour drive. 2.5-hour drive.
Okay.
Then it's another 2 hours from here to Lumberton. So that was a total of like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But he helped us move, and I was like, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I
So
saw that. Look at see that thing of death again. The big
yeah,
it was at that TV
that
stand.
desk. It was the desk.
Yeah, the desk of doom.
The desk of
Yeah,
doom. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was the desk of doom. It was that bad that you just basically. It was basically just heavy. He was like,
Right.
you wasn't going to move this mug
Right,
easy.
with only 2 people.
No.
So we wound up packing our truck and doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then so we got to Lumberton. I mean, we got to Burlington, and I remember you stayed the weekend with us.
Weekend to help out.
And helped us get unpacked and settled in. So, then that was in August of 2010. Okay. So he came to visit us. I think you came to visit us one more time. I want to say you came to visit us like one more time.
Yeah, I did. It was
while
like
I was still married.
2010. It was
2011. It was 2011.
2011?
Mm-hmm. It was in 2011. I want to say it was like August or so. It was the beginning of August. Okay. Somewhere around there. I just know you had come to visit us.
Yeah.
And we had, because remember we went to the McDonald's.
Oh yeah, true. That was like back.
Right, we went to the McDonald's.
July. That was July.
Like July. I want to say it was July.
We were traveling and we had that awful skunk smell.
Right. We were on 9540. I'm sorry, 8540. My bad. 8540 is the highway there.
Yeah.
Where I-85 and I-40 are the same highway basically. So, and I had to know that because I worked for the newspaper there. So, then we went, because we took you to Tanger outlets.
We
went to the Tanger outlets.
Oh, I don't know what is. I can't
right.
Say
People keep Tangier, but it's Tanger. It's Tanger outlets. Trust me on that. My mom used to say Tangier too, and I was like, "No, Mama, it's Tanger." And I took her out there so she could see that. So, so that was in 2011 that he came to visit us. Okay, so right about September, my ex-husband decided he didn't want to be married anymore. Actually, late August, early September of 2011, he decides, oh, I don't want to be married anymore. So I'm just gonna chuck deuces and just leave my wife. I'm just gonna leave. So I was like, okay, what is happening here? My spouse has lost his mind. So I called him and I said, we got to go to Tennessee because we got to go pick up my spouse. I don't know what's going on, but we got to go pick him up. And he was like, okay, we're going to go pick him up. And then it dawned on me, well, crap. It's kind of his birthday. His birthday, mind you, his birthday, not my spouse's birthday. This is crappy. Why would we do this? It was like, why are we like this? Why would we? No, we're not doing this. No. That was the first inkling that I was like, you know what? I am not doing this to somebody I care about. I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not going to go pick up my spouse because he can't be bothered to be married and do what he's supposed to be doing and involve somebody else that I care about in this foolishness. Like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. So we wound up not going to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Needless to say.
To be fair, I did offer. I mean, yeah, it was my birthday, but at the same time, I offered because basically that's her husband. I mean, I'm not gonna let her.
But that was not cool. That was not cool on my part.
Yeah, it was not. I mean, unfair. It was unfair to her.
It wasn't cool.
But I really can't hold that against her. And when we finally got back into town, the guy finally got back in town, I did talk to him and say, hey, man, is everything going okay? If you got some issues going on, because fair enough, I was working 2 jobs at the time. And one of my jobs was a security officer for a local hospital, and they had some counselors dealing with mental health issues. I thought, hey, he might need some help with something going on. So I say, hey, man, if you need something, just let me know, because I thought the guy was friendly, because basically a friend of Liz's was basically a considered friend of mine. Point
being here, let's make this a short version. Point being here, that was wrong to you. And on top of that, he didn't deserve the help that we was trying to give him. So, to be quite honest, I'm not doing that.
In fairness, because I think when I met the guy, he sounded like he was a pretty okay dude. Because we both had
He was not. Compulsive liar. Compulsive liar. Cheated on his wife. And then left. Oh, I left her with that. So no. Needless to say, I'm not too enthused about my first marriage. Okay, so we'll just leave that. We'll leave it at that.
Guy for that.
So that was September of 2011. He came to visit me in December of 2011. He came to visit me because I called him and I was like, so my husband is not coming back. I don't know what to do. You know, we gotta do something. We gotta think of something. So he came to cheer me up.
And just try to move on, think of what we're going to do from here on with GI, because it was kind of in flux. Because basically we had 3 people, we had 4 people, then we were down to 3. And
then it was like 2. Then we jumped back to 4. So
and back at 2, and it's
But my main concern at that time was not so much GI. My main concern was my marriage has fallen apart and is over, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And meanwhile, I have feelings for this person who is trying to cheer me up and not trying to get involved in my marriage.
I was completely, I would say, first of all, I was completely oblivious to her feelings.
Completely oblivious.
I mean that. Because basically I was saying, okay, hey, even though we're friends, she's still technically married, and normal common people with decency, you don't go running around destroying other people's marriage.
You don't.
It's just dumb.
But I made my feelings plainly obvious. Like, I literally hit him over the head with it.
Basically, it took that point. So basically, here we are.
So March of 2012, I decided, okay, all right, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you how I feel about you. I'm tired of not saying anything. And I told him that I wanted to date him. Well, he wasn't all that enthused about that because he was like, no, you're going to have to get a divorce first. And then we talk about that. And I'm like, damn you. I'm not getting... Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. The divorce was a requirement. Because we didn't want foolishness to come back on her.
Right.
And this guy saying,
which I understood. And I did not want to get him involved in foolishness. Okay? Foolishness. Because that's what it would have been.
This dude made me want to go and just want to knock the living excuse me.
Him and lots of other people.
It was basically by the time I figure out what he done, and this something was really bad. I'm gonna let Lindsay tell you more about that.
I'm not getting into that. I don't want to get into that.
But basically,
the short version is
some things.
Right. The short version is it took a full another. Let's see, that was March of 2012. July, I found out I was going to get a divorce because I was told to file for divorce. I did. In November of 2012, I found out my mother was sick in March of 2012, and she and I went and filed for divorce that November, exactly 1 year and 1 day after he left. So that was my separation time. My divorce hearing was in January of 2013, and if you've watched any of my other videos for Dark Girl Chronicles, you will see I had my divorce hearing. I went to my divorce hearing on camera and was like, hey, I'm going to my divorce hearing. I'm fixing to be divorced in a couple of minutes. So that was January 2013. So then I brought my divorce decree home and said, here you go. Here's this divorce decree that you asked for. You wanted proof of my divorce? Here you go. So, according to the state of North Carolina, on January the 8th, 2013, I was divorced. So, it took we went out for Valentine's Day.
Yes, we enjoyed it. Did a little bowling, and we went to a local ramen house downtown in Vista.
Right. And that was our first, official date, because we had been unofficially dating pretty much the entire time. So, because we would go places, and we'd hang out, and we'd just talk.
Yes, as friends, basically. That's it.
Right, as friends. But pretty much everybody knew, except him, that we were dating, just unofficially. We hadn't attached a label to it. And if I had decided that, hey, I wanted to talk to somebody else, okay, well, then I would have talked to somebody else. And he was free to do the same. However, I chose not to. I very consciously chose not to. So we decided after that, all right, fine. So that was February. March rolled around. We didn't really do anything. I came to see you, but we didn't do anything. And then April came. Okay. And there's a reason why our wedding date is in April. So that month of April, I came home, and we went to anime convention here that year, and we had gone out the night before and had ice cream, and it was a pseudo date. And I was like, so I'm gonna take you to this con tomorrow, and you're gonna be happy. And I was planning to be like, listen, I want to date you now. Listen, I have already got my divorce. I'm ready to go. What are we waiting on? Like, I had planned to do this elaborate confession and buy him stuff and try to, bribe him with things in order to get him to officially be my boyfriend or whatever. But it didn't quite work out that way. I didn't quite get to the point of saying, hey, I think we ought to date. So, and that we were revisiting that topic. Oh, I should also back up and mention that in July of 2012, I had gone on a trip with my parents. And during that trip, I was told to file for divorce via text, which is quite possibly the worst thing you could possibly do. Yeah. And told to just go ahead and get that done. And it would be all right. So I did it. I'm trying to think. So that was like the beginning of July.
Yeah.
So
I was like, dude, I was riding. That's I'm still trying. How?
Oh well, I mean, what we were dealing with, that wasn't out of the realm of possible.
Yeah, that's his normal MO.
I wasn't surprised, but the key here is that when I came back, I told him that I missed him, and that I had bought him a gift, and that
coffee mug I still use every day.
Right. He uses it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I missed you, and then I kissed him. I kissed him, and he was like, "Do what now?"
Yeah, I was like going for a loop. You're like, what in the world?
So, yeah, that was officially like our first kiss or whatever. But, so, and I called my future matron of honor, and I was like, so I just kissed him, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing right now, but I'm out there on the ledge, man. I need you to pull me back. I'm not sure. I'm excited, though. This is exciting. And that was the first person I had kissed since I kissed my husband about a year prior to that. So I was just like, But, yeah, it was exciting. I remember it was exciting. It rained that night, too. And I was like, what in the world? Why is it pouring and raining out here? But then, okay, so back to current timeline. So then April rolled around and I took him to the con. So then we came back from the con and the next day was tax day. And I said, well, what are you doing today? And he was like, I'm getting my taxes done. And I was like, okay, so you gonna come by the house after you get your taxes done? Because I want to see you. And so he was like, I guess. I guess. So he came over and we hung out. And when he was leaving, because I had to get up and leave the next day to go back to work, I said to him, I was like, listen, we need to stop dancing around this subject. I want to be your girlfriend. Okay? I want to date you. I'm tired of dancing around this subject. I really like you. Okay? What I didn't tell him was, in fact, I'd already fallen in love with him. And I had been in love with him. He just didn't know that. But I tempered it so I wouldn't scare him off. And I remember my mom being like, so is your boyfriend coming by today? And I'm like, he not my boyfriend. Like, wait a minute. He not my boyfriend, not yet. Now, don't ruin the surprise now. So I was like, don't you ruin this for me, mommy. So she was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna go back in my room now. But yeah, no. So he was like, I guess we can start dating, I guess. So then he made me change our Facebook status to it's complicated in a complicated relationship. And I'm like, what? There's nothing complicated about this. We together.
My fault. It was basically I was more like, okay, again, trying to get adjusted to it because basically
You see this face I'm making right now, right? This was the face I was making the entire time. Like,
hey, I was in a relationship before,
right? And I understood that part.
And it was, I mean, frankly, it was okay. This is me going back to being being in a relationship, and I was like, okay, maybe jitters, cold feet, and I think, but then I got used to it. We changed, and now we're in a relationship, and then evolved to
right.
being
so when we get into that, hold on. So we jointly changed it. We went on a trip. In May, my sister got married, and we attended the wedding together. So things changed. That was weird. Because I was just like, this person is not my husband. I've been married for 7 years, and this man, he not my husband. Like, what are we doing right now? I literally had a panic attack. I was like, wait, what are we doing right now? And I thought I was going to be in a lot of trouble. And I was like, wait. I'm not married anymore. I don't care. So, okay. So then I got used to it. I quickly got used to the idea of not being married to the same person anymore. And we talked about marriage then, actually. We had a discussion about it before the wedding started. We had a discussion about it. And I said, I don't know. Maybe I might want to get married again. Maybe not. If we get married, maybe we ought to come down here and do it. And you said, okay, this is a nice place. So I'm like, wait. We went from in a complicated relationship to we talking about marriage? Oh, okay. So I had already said I didn't think I was going to get married again. I didn't think I'd want to. And I had already told my ex-husband, you pretty much it. So I'm not doing this again. But then I met the right person and I changed my mind. So I remembered asking my ex-husband on our first date. This is important because, like I said, I changed my mind. I asked him on our first date, would you ever get married again? And he said, if I met the right person, I would change my mind, probably. And so I remembered that much later after the fact, after he and I had already gotten a divorce. And I said, at the time I said, well, I would only do it once. So then I met the right person and I changed my mind. So I pretty much quickly changed my mind. That was in May. So July is pretty much when we changed, July or August, we changed our status to officially in a relationship. And of course, on Facebook, and of course, like all our friends were like, yay, it's about time. Y'all been dancing around this for like years now. What are you doing? It's about time. So, then he started telling his family about me. And he showed them pictures, and I was like, don't do that, because then you setting up expectations. And
no, they're saying that, yes, I talk about you, they want to see a picture of you, so I did show a picture of us when we were doing GI.
That turned out okay. So, then, that actually turned out okay. So, we dated long distance for a year. It was exactly a year, pretty much. And I moved back home. I finally moved back home in March of 2014. Because my mom said it was time to come home. Which it was. It was time to come home. And she knew. She knew that it was time for me to come home. So I did. And I told him, I said, well, I'm going to be 5 minutes from you now as opposed to 3 hours. So, be prepared to see me a lot more than, a trip here and there. And me coming home every month to visit. So That was interesting. That was an interesting year or so. We were in the same city. We went out regularly on dates and stuff, and I mean, we truly started dating. Like, we went out on dates, and because I said we needed to have date night, because we've been long distance for a year. So, the first year of our relationship. So, that was weird. So then we kind of sort of got engaged the first time in October of 2014. I proposed marriage, and I said, I got down on one knee and I asked him, will you marry me? Because, I'd already changed my mind, and I had made up my mind that if I were going to do it again, it was going to be with him. I didn't want to be with anybody else. I wasn't, I was done dating, so to speak. So that was October 2014. We kind of sort of a little bit broke up in December of 2014, and we didn't get we got back together, but we didn't get re-engaged at that point. And then his grandmother and my mother passed away in March of 2015. So we decided, we had already talked about living together at that point. We talked about that in December of 20, I think that was December of 2013.
Yeah.
The last time that you came to visit me before I moved back home.
Exactly. It was basically just trying to get ourselves. It basically was, I was basically against it because at the time I didn't feel like I really did not have.
But you were the one who suggested that we live together.
Yeah,
you asked me about it.
I'm talking about a proposal.
Oh,
and yeah. At first I was not going to put, after learning what this guy done, I was trying to prevent that at all because basically it wasn't be right for her at all. But
my point was, you are a wholly different person.
Yeah, but at the same
you
time,
are not him.
You want to be responsible because
you aren't him.
It was basically he basically made a mess.
But all you can do as my current partner is to be yourself and do the right thing, which is do what you're supposed to be doing.
At the same time, it's almost like
right,
he left a super fun type mess, and
he did.
You know what super fun means, you
right. We know what that is. But my thing is, you just got to worry about you. Worry about you. I'll handle my end of fixing the issues that were left behind.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about you fixing that. That's not your job. Your job is to be you and to be the partner that I need in order for me to fix the issues that were left behind. That's all I need. That's it. That's all I need. And I promise you, any therapist that we went to would tell you that too. That's it. That's. I mean.
Yeah. So we basically moved on from that, and I agreed. And
so
therefore,
so that was. We moved in together in May of 2015.
It was unexpected. We had a friend of ours that was
right. We decided we were going to move in together. We had already talked about what would happen when my mother passed away, and that we would live together after that because we couldn't live together before that. And she had said so as much. She was like, well, after I'm gone, you go ahead, you do what you want to do. You will be able to do that then, and you can do whatever it is you want to do after that. I just need you here. She was like, I need you here. So because my mother knew she was terminally ill. She knew she was terminal. So it wasn't as if we didn't have time to plan. We didn't have time to think about these things. And my mother was a very realistic person. And I am very realistic too. Just because that's who raised me. So I always have a plan in place and I think about things. I think ahead. So he and I had already talked about that. And I said, well, we can't do anything until that happens. And so, not that I'm overjoyed looking forward to somebody dying, that's important to me and it's pretty much my whole life. I'm not looking forward to that, but so that we have a plan in place and we know what we're doing, we're going to plan ahead here and plan for the worst and know what we're getting into beforehand. So that was March. We moved in May together. We moved into my house because I now partially own my house. My aunt owns the other half, and she was like, I have a house of my own. You do what you want. You are grown. So that was an adventure. So getting used to living with somebody again and living with him, that was an adventure. So we decided after that we were gonna continue to live together once our living experiment ended prematurely. We were gonna live together. We were gonna continue to live together. So we did. And we've been living together since. That was May of 2015. So this is March of 2018. So we've been living together 2.5 years, almost 3 years. Yeah. It's been almost 3 years. And it's got its challenges, but for the most part, we are fine here. We're fine here. So, we started living together in May. So July, I met the family. I'd already met his mom millions of times by this point. I met the family and I'd met his dad already. So I met other members of his dad's side of the family. And it was interesting. The family was pretty cool. And you guys have heard me talk about them in Darkgirl Chronicles. I talk about them all the time and that they're very cool people. And I really like them. So I got another set of cousins. Yeah. And that went well. And we had already talked about getting engaged again. So I kind of asked and, hey, what are we doing? What do you think? Do you think we ought to get engaged again? And we'd already gone and looked at rings, and he picked out my ring. I picked out my ring. In June on my birthday, I went and picked out the ring that I wanted. And I told him, this is what I want. If you're going to ask, which I'm pretty sure you are at some point, because we'd already talked about it. And we'd already been engaged before. I was like, okay, so this is the ring that I want. Get this one. And so he was like, okay. So he went back and he bought the ring. So I didn't know he bought it then, though. That was the thing. I didn't know that he had bought it then, and he'd just been holding on to it. I'm like, what you holding on to it for then? Ask. Just ask me. Like, what we waiting on? So I kept dropping hints that, hey, you should probably ask me. I'm going to say yeah. It's not like I'm going to say no. It's not like I'm going to say no. So that was you bought it in June or July. It was like June or July. It was somewhere after my birthday. And like he waited until Christmas Day. And even then I had to nag him because I was like, what are you doing? So he was like, I have to make a stop. And I'm like, so he went and got the ring. And his mom already knew that he was going to ask me. His mama had already known that because we'd had dinner with her the month before. And she was like, so why do you guys want to get married? I'm like, wait, where's this coming from? Where is this coming from? But, yeah, no, I knew she knew that when she asked me if I liked the ring that you had picked out. So I knew then that she already knew that you were going to ask me, that you'd already talked to her about it and told her that you were going to ask me. So yeah, Christmas Day, he makes me go outside on my aunt's porch. And I'm like, why? Everybody's in the house. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we outside right now? And so, he got down on one knee and what did you ask me?
Would you marry me?
What? No, you have to put in the part about my name. So he asked me.
Oh yeah, she mentioned. Unfortunately, by mistake, I mentioned her previous married name.
Right.
By mistake.
Well, because I had told him, I said, well, when you asked me to marry you, 1, you need to let me have my fingernails done. 2, you need to use my full government Christian name, okay? So apparently he took that to be very literally all of my names. So and then omitted the names. I changed my name back when I got a divorce. I changed it back to my maiden name. Okay. And I changed it immediately. Like, the judge couldn't finish his sentence fast enough. He was like, so I see down here you want to go back to your maiden name? Yes. I was like, yes, I do. How much? Yeah, I paid the money for that. Yes, I want to go back to my maiden name. He was like, oh, okay. Like, it was interesting. So he wound up, I wound up going back to my maiden name. So when he asked me, he was like, he says, Lindsay Meredith Mosley. And I'm like, wait, what? wait. No. You need to start all the way over. I ought to tell you no, just on general principle, because that is not my name. That's not my name, buddy. So I was like, come on, guy. It's not my name. And so he did start over, and he asked me with my maiden name. And he had a little speech with it and all. I don't even remember what you said. I don't even remember what you said to me, other than, will you marry me? And I was like, yes. Yes, I will. Yes. Which was awesome, because you'd already called me your wife by that point anyway. So I thought it was really sweet. He called me his wife. It was adorable.
Yeah, September we got drunk for my birthday.
Bruh. People, listen, don't go drinking sake and you ain't prepared to handle it. You are not prepared to handle it. Don't drink sake.
We were just like cats were like.
I was so drunk.
Sometimes I thought it was hangover, and only without the shades being over our faces.
Right. So he called me his wife. Needless to say, he called me his wife. But after that, though, I mean, you called me your wife before that. But we wound up getting engaged. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's been 2 years. So we're currently engaged. We're going to have a super long engagement. And that was my whole point, is that I did not want to rush into it again. I'd already done that once before. I eloped. I mean, seriously, when you elope once, you don't want to do it a second time. So, I decided that I wanted a long engagement and that I wanted a big wedding this time. And it don't got to be a super huge wedding. We ain't talking about like 500-600 people. We talking about 200 people at most. 200 people and a nice place to have it and that sort of thing.
Therefore, we're looking at the menus.
Right. We're looking at a larger scale wedding than an elopement.
I've got the planning notebook in front of us.
Right. So getting to that point, we have a lot of things, because when I went to the bridal show, I got a lot of information. I had already started doing a little bit of searching and looking anyway. I'd been and started looking. But because, like I say, we've been engaged for at least 2 years at this point. So I started when we first got engaged, like the very first time. So, this is our wedding binder. I know the light is kind of weird, but this is our wedding binder. It has our names. The Beatty Hicks wedding. When we got engaged in October of 2014, I went and bought this binder, and I got these little things and started doing all my stuff, pick my colors, that sort of thing. So, I'm trying to see if you guys can see this. This has our date, which is Friday, April 11th. April 10th. I'm sorry. It's Friday, April 10th, 2020. I always get my date mixed up. because I originally chose the 11th of April. And then this is with our names down here. I know, like I say, I know that light is really weird, but those are our names.
Right.
And then this is a little thing that says, I'm paying for this. And this came from the bridal show. So this is what my bridal binder looks like. And then on the sides, I have stars in our colors. So, our colors are emerald and gold.
And Emerald's part is because of her fascination with the Wizard of Oz movies, when she
Yes.
and her mom used to watch.
Hence, you see our intro is from the Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
It is the song titled Optimistic Voices. It's from the scene where they're in the poppy fields, and the wicked witches put them to sleep, and with the poppies, she casts a spell over the poppies. And then Glinda makes it snow so that they wake up. And so they're running through the fields when they wake up to reach get back on the yellow brick road and reach the Emerald City. So I thought that was really cool. I've always really thought that was super awesome. So that's why I chose it as a theme. And then the green slippers, instead of the ruby slippers, they're emerald slippers. So I decided I was going to go to a couple of different booths, and the place that I had already chosen, I had seen them online. I had gone and looked at their maps. I had decided this is what I want to do. This is the place I'm going to pick. They were at the bridal show, and I was like, hey, I've been kind of stalking y'all for about a year now. Here's my information. I'm going to be calling y'all. So it's this place right here, Doko Manor. It's in Blythewood, South Carolina, which is like 30 minutes from here, 20 minutes from here if you're driving fast. It's the perfect place for weddings, meetings, and social events. And I talked to the assistant manager and her wife. I talked to them at the booth that they had, and I told them, I said, I'm super excited. I've already looked at y'all online. I'm pretty sure I'm going to choose y'all. And I have heard nothing but great things about it because I'd done my research. And I went on their website, and I printed out like their map thing, and I drew up my little maps down here.
She's been all over the place.
Right. I decided I was gonna do all of this stuff when I had time. So like I planned out the tables, where we're gonna have the food, and our bridal party tables, our guest tables, 10-inch tables with people and everything. So and then they have what's called a pergola outside, and it's a grassy area, and it's perfect for weddings that are outdoors, because that's what ours is going to be. It's going to be outdoors in April in Columbia, which should be beautiful. So we're going to, and it's going to be at night. Our wedding should be starting at 4:45. So I've already done the timeline for it. I have done a timeline.
Exactly.
So because I have time to sit down and think of all these things with an engagement of practically 5 years, we have time to get all of this in order and get money saved up and things picked out. So I don't want to wait till the last minute. I really don't. And like I've had to kind of chill a bit on planning stuff, but every so often I'll go back and check on rates and see if they've gone up, if they've added anything, that sort of thing. So, and I've noticed in 2 years, the 2 years that we've been engaged, nothing has really changed. So, we've been lucky with that. Like our place that we want is still there. It's, it's bustling. They apparently have a lot of weddings there. We have a wedding planner that I've already picked out. I just haven't talked to her yet, but she knows I'm coming because I posted and let her know. I said I'd heard great things. I saw mutual friends had gone to weddings that she coordinated at the place that we're going to do it at, so she works with the place that we're doing. And I said, they raved about the wedding and they thought it was wonderful. we are coming to get you. And I said, I have cyber stalked you for about a year or two, looking at your stuff because I was told to go look at it. So she knows I'm coming. So yeah, we're gonna go to Doko Manor. Pretty much, I've already decided that, and now that I know that my planner that I'm choosing works with them, that's great. So then I've looked at the rates, and this is their rates. And then see, I've done all of my calculations down here at the bottom. So we're gonna rent the main ballroom. We're having a Friday wedding, which is unusual, but Fridays you can save money. If you have your wedding on a Friday or a Sunday, you can generally save money, good money. So I said, well, we'll do it, especially like if you have it during the week too. You can save a ton of money on renting something. But I figured we'd have it on a Friday. We'd have the wedding on a Friday and save up that money. And then so the wedding for what we want, the main ballroom, rooms A, B, and C, Friday rental is $2,100, which is pretty good for a location. And then it's a 12-hour rental. And then we have to rent the pergola. That's another $250. And then the dance floor is $300. The microphone is $50. And folding chairs, you got to rent those. We need $100 for the ceremony because we only gonna have 100 people at the actual ceremony. That's $150. And then the sound system $50. So total, we looking at $2,900. Well, I got $2,700 saved up right now. So that's why I'm like, let's get started. So yeah, I was super pleased with the rates. That's very good for just renting for 12 hours. That's great. So, and I'm gonna have a planner who's gonna be out there setting up, and she know how to set up with that location. So I figure, I've done pretty good. So then we're gonna have I decided on the music. I've already decided like our first dance. My dance, my brother is gonna give me away. So I decided on that one. With him leaving the ceremony, the bridal party leaving, entrance to the reception, bridal party walk-in, and the bride entrance. So our first dance is going to be A Whole New World, by Peebo Bryson and Regina Belle, from Aladdin. It's the ending song for Aladdin, because Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie and one of my favorite movies in general.
Yeah, she's a big Disney fan.
Yeah. My brother and I are going to dance to, for the father-daughter dance, we're going to dance to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the movie version from The Wizard of Oz. Leaving the ceremony, my brother doesn't know that yet, but he's already on board with giving me away, so he knows that. Leaving the ceremony, we're going to have the Optimistic Voices from Wizard of Oz. The bridal party leaving the ceremony will be Surefire by John Legend. I happen to like that song. He actually suggested it to me, and I was like, oh.
He was basically looking for music.
Right.
And
we were going
I'm not that great on musical choices. I tried to do my best on stuff that I knew a little bit from.
But that was a great song. That was a great choice, though. I really like that song, actually.
I was trying to go for "Yeah, We'll Be There" by Michael McDonald. It was with James Ingram, but it was more of a religious.
Yeah, that's more. Yeah.
So we basically just went with Surefire.
It's more religious, and I like the song, and I got the point, but it wasn't the right tone that I was looking for. So then the entrance to our reception, that song changes constantly, and I haven't really made a full decision on it yet. So I was looking at 7-Eleven by Beyonce or Too Legit to Quit by MC Hammer. Because I thought that was gonna be
I'll
cool.
be telling how you just.
Yeah, right.
You
right.
can't tell the hair on my head that I'm kind of.
We're 90s kids.
Yeah.
We came of age in the 90s, so
Right.
yeah. Let's see.
Would
The
that make
bridal
us more
party.
Gen Xers or millennials, but I think it makes us more maybe a little bit.
Gen Xers. We're Gen X. Bridal party. The bridal party walk-in is going to be All of Me, the instrumental version by John Legend. That's them walking into the ceremony part of things. And then my entrance, the bridal entrance, I'll be walking down the aisle to At Last by Etta James, because I really happen to like her version of it. And I thought that was a great walk-in song. So I got a bunch of different other places that I went to and got, looked at. I did not know that you could get married at the South Carolina Archives. You can get married there. They have a thing there that you can rent. I talked to a lady there and she gave me a bunch of stuff. I thought that was cool. You can get married at the zoo here, but I'm kind of like,
Nah, I think with the animals is kind of
which I don't think you're at the section where the animals are. You can see them, but I don't think where like the elephants are and stuff, because elephants are what smells terrible.
Yeah, that was not going to be. No, you don't want your wedding reception to be taken out by smell of elephants or of animals, and trust me, that's not good.
Well, and the thing I didn't like about the zoo, even though the zoo is technically cheaper, you have to use their catering service. I discovered that.
Yeah.
And then it says on our website we have a list of vendors we recommend. However, you may also use your own vendors for cake, floral, photography, band, or DJ. But you have to use their catering for like your reception food. You have to. Then that chair rental is a bit expensive.
You're not trying to break the bank when you're doing a wedding, or let alone a wedding reception. Matter of fact, my dad, my uncle, my dad would probably go. I think my uncle would probably help take care of the drinks and also help of his aunt or her aunt. We're going to be trying to take care of the meat and stuff like that.
I know. No, we got a caterer for all of that. We got a caterer.
We did.
Yeah, we got a caterer.
What about
they're not gonna do that. I don't know about the bar yet. We got to see about the bar. You can get a caterer for the bar. I mean, you can get a vendor for the bar. Yeah. That's not hard at all. So yeah, no, I don't know. They might bring some alcohol.
Anything changed on our baker for the
No, our baker's still the same.
We got that's good because
that's a friend of ours. She said she would do our cupcakes for us.
Photographer, we got a friend of ours who's helping us with that. So it's been basically what we're trying to do is we want it to be a wedding that we wanted, because it'll be basically her first wedding and her real first wedding, and it'll be my real first wedding as well. We just thought, hey, go big or
go home.
At the same time, there's some of these vendors, they can be a little too pricey. In short, it can be the planning for receptions, all this is so competitive that it's just too damn high with some vendors. But I digest back to the storyline. Back to the story. So
ceremony details, and pretty much I want to talk about that and our budget. Our ceremony is gonna be we're gonna start at the whole day is gonna get started. We're having a prayer breakfast. Okay. So it's gonna be a prayer breakfast, and I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna have it and who's gonna do the catering, because Marriott does catering, and I think we're gonna stay at the Marriott the night before, I think. But the Marriott does catering. And they also do a breakfast in the morning. You have to order breakfast. So, I don't know. We might do it there. I don't know. We have to decide where we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Then we're going to wait we're gonna wait. We're gonna have breakfast from like 8 to 9:30. And then the bridal party pictures are gonna start. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready from 11 to 1:30. Okay, that afternoon. And then we're going to start our bridal pictures at 2. And then end those at 4:30. And then we're walking down the aisle at 4:45. So that way everybody can get in place, everybody know what they're supposed to be doing, everybody ready to go. So because I'm just like, we shouldn't be wasting time. Also, 1. And 2, it should not take long to get stuff done. We already know what pictures we're gonna have. So goodness, I'm sorry, y'all. My nose is running. My nose has been running all day long. So my thing was, we should not be wasting time. There should not be any time where we're not doing something other than relaxing. This should not be a super stressful day at all. It should not be a super stressful day. So, but we also shouldn't have to be running around like chickens with our heads cut off at the same time. And we shouldn't be like just wasting time not getting anything done either. So that's why I went through and planned everything out ahead of time. And then the bridal procession will be from 4:55 to 5 p.m. Okay. That's the bridal processional. I'll make my entrance at 5. Then the ceremony is from 5 to 5:30. It should be no more than 30 minutes. It shouldn't even be more than 15 minutes, really, if we do it right. It really shouldn't. We're going to have words from whoever's officiating. I want reading from the scripture about marriage, probably Genesis. Well, they talk about taking a rib from Adam to make Eve and that
basically,
sort of thing.
We're trying to basically avoid the other frills of weddings later with the mixing.
Right. I do not like those things. I don't like the lighting of the unity.
The broom stuff.
Right.
Or the unity candle or the mixing sands. It's just...
I don't like the unity candle.
It gets too cliche.
It's super cliche. And I'm just like, really? Let's cut all of that.
It's always like, okay,
and get on with it.
Yeah, let's hurry this up and go.
And get on with it. Because I'm ready to eat and I'm ready to dance. So... we might have a singing selection. I'm trying to get my mama's friend, Miss Twyla. She's a fantastic singer, and I wanted her to sing at our wedding. And then we're gonna have I wanted her to sing the Lord's Prayer. So then we're gonna have vows, and then conclusion and the pronouncement of the couple, and then we jump in the broom. Gonna have his mama bring out the broom. She's gonna have the broom with her, and I want her to have it out there, and have us jump the broom, which I have always really liked. And then our reception will start at 5:45. That'll give everybody time, because the reception and the ceremony are in the same place. We're having it all at the same place. So all folks got to do is turn around and walk back in, okay? But they'll have everything set up, and then everybody can just walk right on in, find their table, and chill. So the reception will begin at 5:45. We will be going around the side and probably get everybody, because everybody got to calm down and, cool themselves off. And then we're going to go walk right back around and go to the reception. So the reception is going to be from 5:45 to 11 o'clock, probably. So that's the ceremony, pretty much. And then it's going to be merriment. It's going to be straight up merriment. For our attendants and our groomsmen, my matron of honor is my really good friend Jocelyn, that I used to work with in Burlington. Me and Jocelyn have been through some things. But I had already asked her like 2 years ago. I was like, so will you be my matron of honor? And she was like, okay. So, but I'm going to formally ask her. Like, I'm going to seriously, like, formally ask her when I see her. Which might be next month. So, then my bridesmaids are going to be my cousins and maybe my niece. My cousins, Daniqua and Tasha, their mother and daughter. So I had already immediately thought, well, if I'm gonna ask one, I'm gonna ask the other two. So that's two right there. My friend Tara, my really good friend Tara, who has I've known for a really long time, and she's been super supportive. And my cousin Tiffany, who also super supportive. And maybe my my cousin Tasha's other daughter, Avery. Avery will be like 18 by then, so I don't know. She said she wouldn't mind doing it. I asked her. She said, I guess. I was like, okay. So, and then my niece will be, how old is Alexis now? She's like 18 now.
Yeah.
So she'll be 20 by then. So yeah, she might do it. I have to see how she feels about doing it. She might not want to do it. And then our flower girl is going to be my cousin's granddaughter, who's like 6 now, and she'll be 8, almost 9. And her birthday is the next day after our wedding. I didn't realize this until I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, and I wasn't thinking about it until I mentioned it to her mother, who's going to be in the wedding. And I said, oh, the wedding, we set a date, and it's April the 10th. And she's like, that's Ayana's birthday is the next day, right? And I was like, are you serious? Crap, I didn't think about that. So she was like, oh, that's cool though. Because I told her, I said, so what we going to do, we're going to have a party for her within the party. So at the reception, we're going to have a cake for her, and we're going to sing happy birthday, and it's going to be wonderful because it's her birthday. So, and all her family will be there. So she was like, oh, that's cool. And you mean that I only got to do a little something with her and her little friends later on? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. She was more than happy to allow me to give her a cake for her birthday and throw a party within that party. And they're going to be children her age there. So it should be some other children in her age, I guess. Maybe.
So.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe the ring bearers. Maybe.
Well, and Kennedy will be... Yeah, Kennedy's like 2 now.
On my dad's side.
Yeah, Kennedy's like 2 or 3 now. No, I think Kennedy's 3 now. So Kennedy will be like 7.
Yeah.
By then. Actually, no, it's in 2 years, so Kennedy will be about 5. Kennedy might want to play. She might. But then I thought about it. Zaire will be there too, so that'll be cool. Zaire should be there, and she'll have her family there. So she got her cousins and her aunts there. So she'll have people there her own age. I was concerned about that. She was being really shy about getting dressed up. She was like, "Oh, I get to wear a pretty dress, and I get cake. Yeah, okay." She's so adorable. And then we have a ring bearer. Some people we know, some acquaintances. Their son will be the ring bearer more than likely. And then on the groomsmen side, that's gonna be the best man is gonna be your father,
right?
Which I thought was really cool. I told him, I said, you can either officiate or you can be the best man. Which one you want to do? And he said, I'd rather be best man. And I was like, okay. Then there's your cousins. All of his male cousins will be groomsmen. There's 1, 2, 3 of those. And they've all said yes. And we're actually super excited about it too. When I asked, I was like, so you gonna be a groomsman? Because yeah, we need some groomsmen. And then a mutual friend of ours, who was present for the first engagement, is going to be a groomsman. We got to ask him still though. I'm pretty sure he'll say yeah, but we got to ask him. And then 2 friends of yours are going to be.
And they're basically still going to work out details, but they're still down for helping out.
Oh, that's cool. They already said yes?
I didn't. I still haven't had a chance to ask them. I'm going to ask them, though, definitely.
Okay.
But we also have a budget, so basically been saving up money like crazy. Right now, where we at?
We at 27. Hang on, I can tell you really fast exactly where we are. We are at...
Wedding planning in a year. It's a hell of a budget you got to do. So it's like...
Our budget is $10,000. So, and I figure we can get all our stuff. I don't have down here the wedding planner. Oh, I don't got the wedding planner down here.
We don't have to pay somebody. Money. Whoa, they're going. Oh man, see, we're praying that we don't. They don't try to yank us for the money. And I got button lid.
I got down here the total estimate. We coming in under budget by $500. About $430. But a wedding planner is at least $1,500.
And those guys, they are not playing. They are not cheap. If you want the best, I mean, so you wish you could bid for which one would be the most. They'll do the most for you for the budget. Some of them will, and then again, some of them are just like.
Well, I was gonna get.
See, they got to take on this.
I was gonna get gifts
tax plus state tax. They can get ugly. Yeah.
I was gonna get gifts for the bridal party, but we might not get them no gifts.
Don't want to.
Right, I would like to get them a gift,
but basically this stuff. At least we're going.
But I can't afford it. So
unless we do some homemade stuff, but then again, it's kind of up in the air on that one.
Right. So our balance update for our wedding savings fund is $2,759.52. We started saving in August after I made my first video for the bridal show. And we've been putting in, I calculated how much do we need per month for $10,000 in the span of 33 months. So I said
like $86?
$86.20. It was $86.20.
Okay.
$86.20 every 2 weeks. So really we needed about $140 every month. So we combined we need $140 per month. So really what we needed was here, let me do the quick math how I did this. $10,000 divided by 34 months. It was like $294 or something. So all right, so I figured it out. If we did times 4, we needed $344.80 per month.
Right.
For 33 months. That puts us at $11,378. That would put us over budget, over what we have budgeted. But I'd rather have that more so then I can pay my wedding planner. So, yeah, that would pay my wedding planner. And then, see, I didn't factor in the cost of mailing out these invitations.
Yeah.
We got to get invitations done. And somebody I used to work with has already offered to do my invitations for me. So, and I told her, I said, yeah, you come on. And then I got to get my hair done. So, there's that. And so I'm like, so yeah, that's why I'm just like, we got to figure out how we gonna not spend a ton of money. But then I got my hair down here. I have hair and nails prepped. That's $120. That's just for me. Now my groomsmen, they gonna take care of their own suits. But the people who we had talked to at the bridal show, that I talked to at the bridal show, said, well, if you get six of the suits here, you get his free. And I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and be pressing them and say, hey, I need a hookup. I need that groom suit hooked up.
Right. So we got at least 6 groomsmen. So that's why I was like, hey, okay. And they said, because I told them, I said, well, this is what I want. I want my guys to look like, because the theme, and let's talk about this theme a little bit. The theme is going to be what's called the Emerald City Speakeasy.
And which is pretty good.
I like Speakeasy. Nice. It's going to be, because I originally wanted to do a 20s theme, a roaring 20s theme, but that's kind of hard to find dresses like that. So if we do the speakeasy, you can do whatever you want for the clothes, because if you're doing it, it depends on what time you're doing for a speakeasy. Okay, speakeasies became popular, of course, during Prohibition, because people were crazy and they decided, oh, we can't be having no alcohol. The temperance movement was just ridiculous. So there was Prohibition for a while. So really you associated with the 20s, all right? But you can have speakeasies, and especially you can have a black speakeasy. So that's what we're going to do. And it's going to be the Emerald City Speakeasy, because Emerald City with Wizard of Oz. So I was trying to decide what I wanted to do and get that together. So we're gonna do it upright. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do it upright, and it's gonna be nice. We're gonna have a yellow brick road down there for us walking down the aisle. It's gonna be a yellow brick road, and then the yellow brick road is gonna lead from where we get married back on into the reception. It's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited about that. So then also our engagement photos, we'll have to do a video when we do our engagement photos, because we're gonna do Wizard of Oz themed engagement photos. I'm gonna dress up as Dorothy, and because I've already done that once before. I did it for Halloween one year, 2015, I think it was. And he's gonna dress up like the wizard, and we're gonna get green themed things. I do have some red shoes, so I can do the red slippers. But we're gonna do a Wizard of Oz themed. Our engagement shoot is gonna be that, and we're gonna do it ourselves actually, because I'm not spending money for that, and I'm a photographer, so I can do it. And then I have two themes for the wedding and for the reception themselves. For the wedding, the reception, the wedding theme is going to be family, and the reception theme is going to be love. So our family reception, our family is going to be at the reception, obviously, but we're going to have a table at the reception that's going to be a remembrance table for all of the people in our families that have passed away in the ensuing time that, we've been together and known each other, and, throughout our lives, that were very important to us. So, like my mom is going to have her picture there. His aunt, his grandmother, his grandfather, my grandmother, my grandfather, his other grandmother and grandfather, and my uncle, and my aunt who passed away. So I want to have all of these pictures on this table, and it's going to be a nice family theme. It's going to say something about family or something, it'll be a nice thing about, wishing they could be here, something like that, but it's going to be real nice. So, we're going to do that, and I think that's going to be really nice. I think it is. So I've got all the photos and stuff from my family, pretty much all of the photos except one, and I have to go get that one from my grandmother's house. But we're going to do that, and then he's got to get some from his mom. He's got to get all of his from his mom. But we're also my brother and I are going to walk my mom's photo down the aisle, because she would have been the mother of the bride, so she would have been there. She is not. So we're going to have that, and then we're going to put it on the seat for her where she would be sitting. And he'll probably sit there next to it. So yeah, I think it's going to be really nice. I think it's going to be a nice ceremony.
Oh yeah.
It's a long time coming, because by that point we will have been together 7 years.
Yeah, and also we're in college, so we'll be finished with that, got new jobs.
Oh yeah, well before that, and actually, we will have been. I will have been finished with school for about 4 months at that point. So I may still be in the same job that I'm in. It just depends. I got to see. But yeah, so that's what I want to talk about in the second episode. In later episodes, we'll get into our reception food and what we want to do with that, and what we were, because we got to change the dietary stuff. Because of dietary restrictions, we got to change some things for the reception, but I don't know. I think we gonna get into that in a later episode.
Yeah.
And also the progress we made, because now that it's at the 2-year mark, we can do it. We can start making more videos. We can start talking about stuff. We can do things. So that's what I've been waiting for, and that's why I haven't done another episode until now, because I really wanted to get to the 2-year mark before I started doing other stuff. So that's where we are. I'm super excited. So Fiance may or may not be in future episodes. We don't know.
Again,
we'll see.
it's just sometimes, mostly because of my work schedule. So I try, if I am available, of course I'll be in episodes. If not, I'm working, folks. That's all I'm trying to do. I gotta. Hey, black man gotta work. Okay, because we're trying to keep money coming in. We're trying to be working
to pay for this wedding.
We're trying to avoid being
and eat.
We're trying not. Basically, we're not trying to be bum fumbling around with everything else in the world. We're just trying to focus on the task at hand. So.
Right. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching.
And everybody, nice meeting you.
Okay.
And hope to see you in the next episode.
Right.
In the meantime, please check out GI, and we'll do some podcasts there. I'm sorry.
You're not really. This is not really for that.
Sorry.
But
another
okay.
Thing. We'll just catch us next time around.
Right. This is our wedding thing. So I do have other videos for Darkgirl Chronicles that if you guys want to watch that and keep up with me there, that'll be great. But I'm hoping to do another video once I go to this bridal show coming up. We'll see how that goes, and if I'm in the mood to go to that. I probably will go to that, but we'll see, because it's in a different location than the last one. So we'll see how well that goes and what they have at this next one coming up. So we'll see you later, and thank you for watching us.
All right, thank you, folks.
See you later.
Bye. Take care. Bye. Hello. Bye. Bye. Adios.